are the aspects that the price of crude oil. Okay, because we were looking at some basics. So what is crude oil? It's a global commodity. All these aspects. So let's get into some more specific today, and we'll also be learning a setup for ourselves in today's market. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm just sharing my whiteboard. So how was the markets today, by the way? In the India markets, how was it? How, guys? I'm in a meeting. Okay. See you. Bye. Anything urgent? Nothing, right? So how did the India markets go for you? So India markets, like it was like highly bullish. It was like highly bullish for the day, and we had some positional trades that went really good. Now we had some intraday trades, some algo-driven trades where we lost money. So it was like a mixed day. So in positionals, I think we made almost 1 lakh on a bigger cap, whereas when it kind of comes to intraday, we kind of actually, sorry, 1% comes to around 3 lakhs. When it kind of comes to intraday, we kind of actually lost around 2% on a smaller cap. Okay, so that was a situation. Now I'll just share my whiteboard and just mention some parts. So first and foremost, when we are kind of actually going to be trading in crude, just realize for yourself, crude oil is traded as contracts. Okay, so crude oil is basically going to be traded as contracts, futures contracts. Okay, as derivative futures contracts. So that is how crude oil is basically going to be traded as. You can also trade it as options. So crude could also be traded as crude options on MCX, but this is not much recommended. Okay, so crude options is basically not much recommended. Why? Because of liquidity. Liquidity means there is not much participation happening in crude oil trading in options market. Due to the same reason, it is not so much recommended to trade in crude oil options, but crude futures has decent liquidity, very good, I would say. Crude, what do you say? But on the other hand side, when it comes to crude oil options, it doesn't have. Crude futures only has. So next thing, or next aspect, the next aspect I just wanted to convey to you regarding lot size. So when we are trading in equity, that is when we are trading in stocks, I can buy 1 quantity, I can buy 2 quantity, or I can buy 10 quantity. Just as I wish, I can actually just decide how much ever quantity I want. I could decide for myself how many quantity I want to be trading. So this is completely up to you. Multiples of 10, 20, 30, 31, 41, 66, 77, 99, how much ever you want, you can actually do. That is completely up to you. Nobody is going to tell you should trade only 10 quantity or 20 quantity. But when it comes to futures, there are some rules. So we kind of call it as lots. So trading can be done only in lots or multiples of certain quantity. So in crude oil, the lot size is 100 barrels. So if you're trading, you can trade 100 barrels, 200 barrels, 300 barrels, and so on. You can't trade 201 or 101. So either you should be trading 100 or 200, 300, 400, 500, 5000, multiples of 100 only you can trade. Clear? So I hope you get what the concept of lot size is. Any queries on this part? It is only in multiples of hundreds that you can be trading crude oil. Okay. Any questions on this? Anyone? The concept of lots is very easy, right? Okay, fine. So let's get into the next part now. Now the next thing or the next aspect I just wanted to convey out to you. There is something called as tick size. See, if you speak about Indian stock markets, maybe the price of a share is at 100 rupee. Then it will go to 100.05. Then it is going to go to 100.1. Then it is going to go to 100.15. Then it goes to 100.2. Then it goes to 100.25. Then it goes to 100.3 and so on. So tick size is 0.05. So price actually moves by 0.05, 100, 100.05, 100.1, 100.15, and so on. So this is the tick size when it kind of comes to Indian markets. But when it kind of comes to crude oil, when we're trading crude oil in MCX, multi-commodity exchange, the tick size is 1. I'll show you this on the charts, that'll be better. Just hold on.
So it'll be like.
So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Search for crude oil on TradingView and you get the charts. So right now, I just have for myself the charts of crude oil over here. And in this particular thing, I just witness out currently the trading price of crude oil. How much is it? The current traded price of crude oil is at 7,089. So 7,089 is the current trading price of crude. So let's say it is falling down. So to what point is it going to fall down from 7,089? If it drops, to what point does it drop? From 7,089, where does it drop to? It'll drop down to 7,088, then to 7,086. No number in between. So there is not going to be a number like 7,086.5 or something. So tick size. You're going. Okay, just give me a second, please. So nice meeting you. We'll see.
Okay. Tomorrow you'll be here.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm in a meeting. Okay, that's it.
Okay, on what time, sir?
Tomorrow, maybe 10 something. 10 you can.
10 o'clock.
Yeah. 10 or 11 also.
Oh.
See you. Bye. So we have a friend who's coming from like 200 kilometers away. So just here. So here we kind of actually have right now it is trading at 7,086. If it moves up, it goes to 7,087, 88, 89, 90. That is how it is going to move. Okay. On the other hand side, if it is to fall down, it kind of actually comes down to 7,088, 7,087, 86, 85, and so on. That is how the movement is going to happen in crude. That is, there is no fraction in between. India market, though, it will be like 7,090, 7,090.05, 7,090.1, 7,090.5, 7,090.75, and so on. But here, that is not going to be happening. That is one part you should keep in your mind. Then one more thing. Over here, let's just take an assumption that I'm going to buy crude oil over here. Just an assumption. I'm not taking a trade. I'm looking out for some short opportunity. I'll tell you why also. So let's assume that I actually wanted short crude today. Just looking out for a rejection as short. So let's assume that I'm buying here. I'm buying crude oil at 7,090. Let's say I'm buying crude oil at 7,090. And then looking forward to sell this at 7,100. So I'm buying this at 7,090 and then looking forward to sell this at 7,100. What is the difference in between, or what's the gain that I have? How many points? The difference it is 10 points. Any guess what is going to be my profit or loss? Any guess? So my profit or loss is going to be 10 into whatever the lot size. So what is the lot size that we have? Lot size is 100 barrels. So 10 into 100, that is 1,000 rupees is going to be my profit or loss with a 10-point movement in the price of crude oil. Keep this in your mind. Our P&L is going to be whatever points into the lot size. 100 barrels is the lot size. So 10 into 100 is kind of actually the profit or loss. Nothing. Yeah. So 1,000 rupees is going to be a profit or loss with a 10-point move. Clear? So today I'm checking out for some short opportunity, some discretionary shorts. I'll tell you why. Just hold on. Let's see some rejection and we'll go for a trade. So till now it is clear. That is, crude is traded as futures. So this is the chart of crude oil that you see in the Indian markets. So second thing is crude is traded in lots. That is, it is in multiples of lots that crude oil trading is going to be done. And on top of it, what else? Yeah, on top of that, the tick size is one quantity. That's great, Devendra. So tick size is actually one quantity. Sorry, one unit means price is going to move up or down by like 1 point each. So that is how the fluctuations are kind of actually going to happen whenever crude oil is being traded. Can I move forward? Any queries on this part? Any questions? No queries, right? Okay, so let me just move forward. Now, any questions on this crude basic part? Just let me know. What is the simple? Okay, so if you're kind of actually using TradingView, so by default, if you search for crude oil MCX, this is the one that pops up. Crude oil one exclamation mark. If you search for, this is the one that is going to pop up. Make sure that the Indian flag is also there. Once again, make sure that the Indian flag is also there. So by default, this is the one that is actually going to pop up. Just kind of ensure for yourself that you have the Indian flag out there. Okay, MCX. I was actually mentioning to you that it is in the multi commodities exchange. It is in the multi commodities exchange that we are going to be trading. Okay, and I'll show you how to look this on the brokers platform. Just hold on. So if at all any broker, this is actually going to be the same thing. There is not kind of you're going home. If any particular broker you're kind of actually be going to be trading crude, the concepts are almost the same. I'm just showing this on a 5 paisa thing. Search for crude oil. Just kind of actually search for crude oil, and you kind of actually see the nearby contract that is being traded. So here I see for myself that the nearby contract that is being traded is 19th October. 19th October means day after tomorrow, right? Okay. So 19th October is the contract that is being traded right now, which means this contract is only going to be valid till day after tomorrow. Okay. So after that, we have the 18th November contract that is being traded. So beyond that, we have the 19th December contract that is actually being traded. Beyond that, so the nearby contract one traded is actually the crude oil. What do you say? 19th October one. Okay. So we'll be interested or focused on trading in the current month. So current month is 19th October. Okay. So when you search, you look at the nearby month. So 19th October is the nearby month. So always trade on the current month. Don't go and trade November or December because liquidity will be less. So you see that February 2023 is also traded. So you see that multiple contracts are actually traded, different expiries are there. But whatever is the current month, you should be trading. Any idea why I say current month you should trade? Any guess? So why am I telling you you trade current month? Is because of the liquidity part. Because nobody, I don't want you to trade things that nobody else is trading or contracts and nobody else is trading. So we have liquidity only for the current month. Our market is still emerging. European market has expiry for even 6 months and 1 year after also. Liquidity is there, but Indian market crude oil liquidity is there only for the current months. Okay, where we can see liquidity or open positions. It's not a big deal, man. Just look at the order book. Okay, I'm not coming into that part now. We'll see. So next thing, so crude oil here also you can see the charts. If you're a Seroda user, also the same thing only. Just try doing it by yourself. So over here, you can see the charts. You can enlarge the chart and see for yourself. Just see for the rejection and we'll trade. So I can just see this over here on a bigger chart. Somebody was asking how many orders, all these things are there. How do I see? You can actually see the orders, everything over here. So you can actually see what is the orders, everything that is actually staying over here. Okay. This also here also you can see. Now here I see some sort of a rejection coming in. Fine. So I was just showing you how crude oil, you can actually take it out on the broker's platform. Always trade the current month. Clear? So I'll just check out for a bearish closing. I'll go for a short. I'll explain you the logic now only. But maybe first I had to place the order because else I'll just miss out the opportunity. Just wait. One more thing I'll show you. So one thing to be noted, okay? When we are trading Indian markets, let's say that I'm trading Nifty, Bank Nifty, all these things, okay? Whenever I'm kind of actually trading Nifty, Bank Nifty, all these things in Indian markets, what chart do I look at? What chart do we look at? If I'm looking into Nifty, if I'm trading Nifty, then what chart should I look at? I'll be looking at the charts of Nifty futures. On the other hand side, yeah, as Ayush is saying, Nifty spot, yeah. On the other hand side, when I'm trading in crude oil, that is when, so I want to take a trade in crude oil, is kind of actually quite common that I'll be checking out the charts. Okay, guys, we will have to short now, else though we'll just miss out. Just wait for this candle to complete and then go ahead with the trade. On the other hand side, whensoever we're kind of actually be trading in, I'll place an order, then we'll get back. Okay. So 7,084. So we'll check out for a short once the price manages to break below 7,000, below this particular candle, 7,084. The stop loss at 7,106.
Okay, so give me an example. Of what
So just place the sell order at 7,084, and I'm just going ahead with my God, and I'm keeping my stop loss at 7,110. 7,110 does the job. 7,110. 7,110. See, I usually don't trade on this platform, by the way. 7,110. Stop loss at 7,115. Order types and all, if you're not familiar, don't worry. I'll share a video. You watch that. Okay. If you're not familiar with how to place an order and stuff, don't worry about that part. I'm not spending time on that right now. I'll send the video. Just have a look at it. All order types, everything is explained for all brokers. Just have a quick look if we have got a fill. That means let's just check for ourselves if we have a entry. So we have shorted crude oil. So right now it is trading at 7,092. Okay. So it has just picked up. Let's see. So this is a quick trade. Fine. Let's leave that part and let's get into our discussion. Okay. So one thing, I'll tell you the logics, everything as we move forward. Just wait. Okay. Now, one particular thing to this is that whenever we're trading, that is, whensoever I'm kind of actually to be trading in Nifty, I just see I'm not going to answer any question. Let me just go in the same sequence, because if I just miss out this, maybe we're not going to get anything else today. That's right. Okay. I'll explain the logic. Don't worry, guys. And questions I'll answer later. So when I'm trading Nifty, I look at Nifty future. Sorry, when I'm trading Nifty future or Nifty options, I mark the levels on Nifty spot. So the levels that we are kind of actually going to be marking out whensoever we are to kind of actually be trading in Nifty is on Nifty spot. Correct. Nifty chart you take, then you mark the levels. That is how you are kind of actually going to be trading it. Whereas on the other hand side, when you kind of actually want to trade in crude oil, that is in the Indian markets, the crude oil, it is actually better that we mark out the levels in the larger time frame of the US oil. I'll just show you the charts of US oil for now. Let's have a quick look at the US oil charts. Okay. Let's have a quick look at the US oil charts. So this is the chart of US oil for us right now. Okay. So one very good thing about crude oil is, or one very positive aspect, not able to see the screen. What about others? Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Okay, I think then it could be your network issue, man. Just check for yourself. Okay, so one kind of good thing about crude oil is once it picks up a trend, it usually tends to stay in the same direction for a larger duration of time. That is, once crude oil kind of actually starts picking up a trend, it manages to stay in the same direction for a larger duration of time. So for you to take out US oil, go on this particular simple search, just search for US oil. So you see something called as WTI crude oil. Okay, so just go ahead with WTI crude oil. This does the job. US oil, just search for US oil on the trading view charts, and you get for yourself the charts of US oil. So could you tell me, like, what has been the trend associated with crude from the past few months? So past few months as such, what has been the trend? So we kind of actually just see, we kind of actually just figure out, or we kind of actually just observe for ourselves that the trend associated with crude has been like more or less bearish. Okay, so we are kind of actually just witnessing for ourselves the trend associated with this particular crude oil is kind of actually bearish from the last couple of months as such. Okay, now if I'm to mark some levels, or if I'm to mark something on the charts, then just have a quick look at this. I could just point down or mark for myself something like a trend line over here. That is, there has been like, no, this is not the spot. So there is like nothing as such as a spot when it kind of comes to crude. I told you yesterday, like transactions happens at different rates, different places. So I could kind of actually just mention out that there has been a span of time, good span of time, and the price has been always traveling within this range. Okay. So yeah, right now I'm marking levels on the daily time frame. There has been a very good span, or there kind of actually has been a very good duration of time when the price has been actually been traveling within this particular range in a zigzag manner. Correct. And post that, what happens is the prices manages to come out of the range, stays sideways for some time, again drops down. Once again from this range, it bounces up, comes back to this range, again it picks up. Correct. Now, Yeah. So it has been within this particular range for a very good duration of time. So now let's kind of actually just let me show you something else. On the upside, if I'm to track, no, I'm in a meeting. Nothing. Huh? Nothing. You're in a meeting. Yeah. Bye. So on the other hand side, if I'm to kind of actually just mark a level or trend line on the upside, Aditya, why does everybody come to our cafe? On the other hand side, if I'm marking a trend line over here, on the upside, okay, I could kind of actually see this particular duration of time. The price is actually facing rejection from this upper region also. So does it look forced out? I don't think so. It is looking forced out. So right now, what I'm just witnessing for ourselves is crude oil is finally just managing to find some sort of a support at this particular trend line. Now, some of you would be like, okay, the slope is too high. So just narrow down, and then you'll understand the slope is not much. So more or less, it looks like it is finding a support over here. So what are the two possibilities that could happen? So this is the daily time frame. Once again, is the daily time frame right now that I'm looking into. Okay, one thing I forgot to ask. So why are we kind of looking into the charts of US oil rather than looking at the charts in the Indian markets? Why are we kind of actually looking into the charts in the US oil? What is the reason? So what is the specific reason why? Okay, it's not about more active. The market is continuous. Exactly. So Indian market problem is 9:15 a.m. it opens. It closes at 11 a.m. Sorry, 11 p.m. 11:30 p.m. But you can trade it peacefully only till 11 o'clock only. You can till 11 o'clock only you can trade it peacefully. After that though, it is not going to be so comfortable for you to be trading crude oil in Indian markets. Okay. So after that, what happens? After once the market kind of closes at 11, then it is kind of actually just going to be reopening the next day at 9 a.m. in the morning. So it's not 9:15, my bad. Okay, it's 9 a.m. Okay. So it opens at 9 a.m. and it closes at 11:30. So if once it closes at 11, next day it is going to reopen only at 9 o'clock. Correct. So till then, what happens? Internationally, crude oil markets are still live. In the global markets, crude oil still continues to be traded. And in our markets, if it is not trading, some moments, all these things are happening. There is a chance of big gap up, gap downs, all this. I'll just show you. This is our market chart. You see there is a gap over here. So market closed. Next day it is opening here. Different day I'll show. So you see that the last day market closes here at 11. Next day it opens here 9 o'clock. Gap down. So here also small gaps basically. What about this? Price kind of actually gives a closing over there. Next day the market kind of actually opens at a much lower value. So what we just witnessed out for ourselves is, as far as crude oil is kind of concerned, this discontinuity is like very common in India markets because of this big gap up, gap down. Discontinuity is actually so common. So when I say discontinuity, because of gaps happening, because of all these overnight instances happening, there could be some days when the market is opening up, or opening down. Big gaps usually gets formed in between. So to avoid that and to get a cleaner price action, we look at US oil, which is like 22 hours active. So it closes only for like 2 hours every single day. So this helps us get a better picture or a better understanding about what is happening in the crude pricing. Clear? So I hope you understand why we majorly look at the price action or the charts in the US oil. Any questions on this? Clear? So US oil is what we use as a reference for tracking. Now somebody will be like, US oil is not Indian oil. So let me tell you, whatever is traded in India is basically nothing else but considering US oil as a benchmark. So when we are trading in India, whenever we are trading in India at MCX, the benchmark that is actually considered is always the US oil itself. Okay, so US oil is basically what that is actually considered as a benchmark. and then the trading is done. It is not the other way. It is not like India will, US will look at Indian chart and trade. No, US oil is the benchmark converted depending on the exchange, interest rates, all those stuff. Then trades are done. Clear? Also, when we divide the US price by Indian price, exactly correct. Thank you for answering that, or thank you for mentioning it out. Don't send direct message, Nitin. Just send it as an open message. So our friend Nitin is saying, so if you want to understand what is the price of crude oil, 86.14. Multiply this with the exchange rate today. How much do you get? 86.14 into whatever the USD INR reference rate for the day. That is more or less going to be the price at which crude oil is going to be traded in the India markets. Clear? Once again, whatever is the US oil rates that you kind of actually see, then multiplied by the USD INR rate, that is more or less, what do you say? That is kind of actually more or less the rates at which the prices actually be traded in the India markets. There is something called as a reference rate. It is not a monthly rate. There is something called as a reference rate. Not monthly rate, man. It's throughout changing. And once again, as I mentioned to you, crude oil, when it kind of comes to crude oil, one thing about crude oil is you can't tell us the perfect spot doesn't exist. Crude oil, the spot rates would be different at different places. Different companies would be kind of actually be trading at different rates. Okay, so WTI price that you see right now would not be the same WTI price somewhere else. Slight variation would be there. More or less same, but slight variation would be there. Clear? You need not pay much attention to these because it's not something that we are much keen on. So now the price is picking up, I feel. Correct? It's almost kind of close to our stop. Okay. See, reference rate, so you had to check. You had to check with the exchange on the MCX side. Why do you want to kind of worry about all these things? Just leave it aside. Okay. Fine. Now let's kind of actually just move ahead. So I kind of actually just see for myself in the daily time frame, this particular trend line is potentially acting as a point of support for crude. Now let's get down into the shorter time frame, that is like the hourly time frame. Let's get into the hourly time frame for crude right now. CFD stands for contracts for difference. Okay, so now let's have a look at the hourly time frame chart of crude. So if I have a look at the hourly time frame charts of crude oil, how does it look like? So if I have a look at the hourly time frame chart, that is post crude kind of actually breaking above this particular trend line, it had some sort of a bullish rally for quite some duration of time. Okay, so for some good duration of time, we can, that is like for a couple of like 4 or 5 days, we had some sort of a bullishness taking place in crude. But post that, it has been like a continuous bearish nature or a bearish structure that was actually happening. So kind of have a look at the charts of crude oil in the hourly time frame or the last couple of days. How does it look? Bullish, bearish, sideways. What do you feel? So I kind of actually consider it to be sort of bearish. Okay, that is like post this particular trend line breakout and the price kind of actually moving up. So short term though, I'm kind of actually considering to be bearish for the last couple of days. And today just managed to touch the trend line and then it picks up. So following that, if I just zoom in, what I was just witnessing for myself is almost at this particular point, I see there is good rejection coming in. Okay, so crude drops, yeah, right. Whensoever it was actually dropping down, I had steady volume activity also. Steady volume activity means with the price dropping down, so the drop was actually accompanied with some sort of a decent volume. You see that whensoever it was actually dropping, it was actually accompanied by some decent volume. apart for this particular upside spike. So this was the only time when an upside move was accompanied by volume. Apart from that, all the downside falls that was taking place was having above average volume activity happening. So I see for myself, as far as crude oil is kind of concerned, in the broader term, in the daily time frame, I see. Once again, let's get back into the daily time frame. If I have a look at the charts in the daily time frame, I see for myself from the last couple of months as such, crude is in a bearish territory. It had managed to break out from a trend line. However, after breaking out from a trend line, it is once again finding a support over here. Two things can happen: either from the support it has to bounce up, or it has to kind of break down from the support level. Both sides I can trade. I can trade on the upside, I can trade on the downside, both, because it is at a good trend line support. Now, on the other hand side, if I come into the shorter time frame, like the hourly time frame, I see for myself exactly more or less from this particular zone, which was initially acting as a support level. Right now, it gets converted to a resistance level. We see this instance happening twice for the day. So there was a period in time rejection was actually coming in from here. Then around 2-3 hours back, again we saw a rejection kind of coming in from here. So I just expect for myself, if this rejection is to sustain, I could anticipate a drop towards these levels. If this rejection is to sustain. Okay, if this particular rejection is to kind of actually sustain, I could anticipate some sort of a drop towards these levels. If I have a look at the charts in the hourly time frame. Now, I'll just go back into this is a discretionary trading. I'll discuss with you two setups. Two setups I'll be discussing. This is discretionary trading when I'm manually looking into the chart, figuring out what the price is trying to convey to me, figuring out the risk reward, and manually executing it. So one systematic trading setup is also there that we'll discuss as we move forward. Today I'll just finish this first. So this is the hourly time frame. So I hope what I'm looking at the hourly time frame is clear for all. Fibonacci, nothing I'm looking at. So I'm not mentioning about anything else rather than what I'm looking at. Okay, today is also options expiry of crude oil. So we can see volatility. Yeah, sure, we can see. Why all to mark from US oil chart daily and hourly time frame? See, larger time frames will actually give you better understanding about what is happening in the market. So always, generally speaking, when you have a look at the charts in the larger time frame, that is going to be the time when you have a better picture about whatsoever is happening. Okay, so larger time frame will always give you a better picture about whatsoever is actually happening in the markets. Now, after marking the hourly time frame, the levels you can get down into the 15 minutes time frame or the 5 minutes time frame also. So let's have a look at the charts in the 15 minutes. So it's the same levels being respected. So how is crude looking like in the 15 minutes for you? So this is the chart of crude oil in the 15 minutes. How is it looking? That is the shorter time frame. That is the 15 minutes. We were looking at it in the hourly. Now, if I'm kind of actually looking at the 15 minutes, I kind of actually just see for what this is not indicator, man. This is a line, no indicator. You're asking about this particular blue thing. This is a leave it. I don't want it. So if I kind of actually just witness or just check out for myself, the shorter time frame, such as the 15 minutes. So once again, here also I see some sort of a rejection coming in. So if you talk about a pattern, this could be kind of referred to somewhat like an evening star formation that is happening. Okay. So this is the rationale that I have. So if there is a drop to kind of come in, I personally expect if this low is getting broken itself, this could potentially lead to some sort of a good drop, at least towards these levels. Okay. Now let's have a look at the charts in the 5 minutes time frame. None of us know it'll come to days low or days high. See, we are not here to predict the market. We're just here to respond to it. So once again, let me tell you, we have all chances of being wrong. So you can't say that, okay, market is going to come to the low, market is going to move to the high. No, none of us can say that because market though will do what it wishes. None of us can predict the markets. We can just respond towards it. Correct? So in this particular case, neither me nor you can comment whether it is going to fall or it is going to move. But we can look at where we can actually just juice out some profits. So here, let's say I go for a buy over here. If I go for a buy over here, maybe it is going to face rejection over here. This is going to be my target, and this is going to be my risk. This probably kind of actually goes my risk. But on the other hand side, what if it drops? as compared, if this is the risk that we are taking, we short over here, the potential reward is actually much better. Could come down to here also. So as compared to the risk associated with the trade, that is the only perspective I have looked at this particular position. It is to drop down. The reward that is actually there with this particular position is much better than the risk that I'm taking. So even if I'm taking like 3 losing trades like this, just one winning trade is more than enough to compensate for all the losses. So usually on average, if I take 2 trades, one usually we can get it right and one is going to go wrong. So one losing trade, you lose some money, but the other winning would compensate. So let me just show you in the charts of US oil also. So this is the 5 minutes time frame. And what we have just done for now is we have just shorted crude. So we have just shorted it somewhere over here. Considering this to be our risk. And by the time it reaches here itself, we have a very good reward. But there is also a likelihood, as I mentioned to you, there is also a likelihood that the price can actually just approach towards the next level, the lies over here, or in fact, it can come down further also. So just try to juice out the best if things are in our favor. Okay. So this particular approach where you have a look at the charts in the larger time frame, it's a purely discretionary approach. So the way how each and everyone is going to interpret would be slightly different also. So you look at the larger time frame charts, like the daily time frames, okay, and post that you can definitely come down to the shorter time frames like the hourly. Then you can definitely check out for yourself the charts in the 15 minutes, and probably you take an entry based on the 15 minutes or the 5 minutes, where more or less everything is actually in the same direction. So here I saw that in the daily time frame, it was facing rejection. It was approaching a trend line support. So I wanted the trend line to actually get broken. Now, on the other hand side, in the hourly time frame, if I have a look at it, it is bearish, and it is also showing rejection from a significant point of resistance that lies somewhere over here. There's some sort of a good selling pressure kind of actually coming in from this particular region of resistance. Now, when I come into the shorter time frame, like the 5 minutes or 15 minutes also. So here too, more or less the price action is almost bearish itself. So which kind of actually means that if we can actually take the trade in the direction of the broader trend, and if things goes in our favor, it is going to be a good situation for us. Okay. So right now also the trade is actually running at a small loss around 6 point something. So let's see. Okay. Are you trading in future? Yeah. Whatever I had explained right now, I have actually explained in terms of futures only. Clear? So this is a pure discretionary approach, and the way how each one of you would interpret would be slightly different, but more or less concept is simple. I want to take a trade when my risk reward is 1:2. Things are in my favor. I want to make money. Things go against me. I am fine in losing small amount. Okay, so right now things are a little bit in our favor. Ignore everything else, please. What is this? Yeah, so we have almost 10 points in our favor. The moment is almost like 10 points in our favor right now. Okay. Okay, so right now, how much is the risk reward? Is it a 1:1? Come on, guys, please answer. Is it a 1:1? Yes. So can I just modify the trade to my cost and make the trade risk free? Yes. That is, I don't want to take any risk in this particular trade. Fine. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's make this particular trade to our cost. We don't want to lose any single penny over here. See, this is a little bit slow. I entered at 7083. I'll modify my stop loss to 7082. Okay. It's almost good. 70. My God. Being too slow in modifying. 70. I'll just make it 7085 is shorted. We'll make it 7070. Let it be 7075. Done. So this is a discretionary approach, and yeah, fine. So how do you feel? Do you feel good? Oops. You see that? See, this is just a demo trade. I have a margin of around 22.5 CR. Okay, and I don't expect me to punch trades on a Zoom meeting. Okay, so this account also I have around 1 CR. Okay, this account also there is a margin of 96.5 consider it to be 1. So don't expect me to punch orders on 22 CR on a Zoom. Okay, so I just showed it on a 1 lot so that you understand the approach. Fine. Yeah, so now things are in our favor, and you kind of actually see that it's almost a 1:2, almost our target, almost a 1:3. Fine. And I'll just make sure that I'm making more money in this trade by trailing it even further. So that is what I'm kind of actually going to do again. See, man, I'll answer all these questions. Please give me some time, please. So I'll just modify this stop to like 7055 or 50. We are kind of done with a good trade right now, guys. Just modify to 7050. Let us just come out. We are making around 35 points. Let me just see. As soon as there is a rejection, let's just come out of it. Okay. So it's almost, yeah, it's like a good trade. I'll just modify my stop to 7050 something. Okay, so we are going to get stopped out. I know that, but let it be. Fine. The modified or trail my stop loss is 7050. But see, I'll tell you, if I was trading multiple lots, that is, let's say that I was trading 10 lots or 20 lots, what I would have actually kind of done for myself is I would have kept on trailing it. So some quantity I would have booked here, some quantity I'll book here. Like that, I'll keep on trailing. As I won't let it go completely. Step by step, I'll exit my positions. Once again, on a bigger capital also, exit can be done in a step by step manner only. All in a single go, you can't exit. Okay. So 7040 right now. So let's see. Maybe I'll just come out of it. Let's just come out of it is almost a good trade. 7050, 7040, 7040. So let's just come out of this particular position, guys. 7043. We are done. If it falls, let it fall. I don't recommend because liquidity is less. Okay, maybe if you're trading 1 lot or 2 lot, you can do, but I won't do. Okay, so we're done with this particular trade. And as far as the risk is kind of concerned, we captured something like a 2.5 R. 2, I'll just see. 70, our exit was done at 7040. No. So as far as, okay, it's continuing to drop, but happens, leave it. 70. Okay, great. So this is one particular key support level. So as I was mentioning to you, this is the point where the crude can actually find the next key support. So if I was trading multiple lots, then what I would have actually kind of done for myself is I would have booked some over here, and the next set I would have actually trailed to my next to the next target. But right now we don't have the room for that. You logged at 60K. My God, you traded how many lots? 10 lots. Crazy. So I deserve a treat. I traded 1 lot, you traded 10 lots. Okay, so then do me a treat, Ratish. So tonight, my dinner. So we have around some five, 6 people. So tonight's dinner is sponsored by Ratish. You can Swiggy. Okay. Ratish, Swiggy. I'll give you my Swiggy address. You can Swiggy me. Okay. So if I was to kind of actually trade in multiple lots, let's kind of actually say that even if you are to trade in 2 lots, if you have to trade in two lots, ideally speaking, what you should be doing is one lot you shall be cutting over here, and the other lot you shall let it trail, because sometimes crude can fall 500 points also. Nobody knows. Okay, so whatsoever profits you make, you kind of actually just lock in the profits, and the rest of the quantity, though, you kind of actually just trail it towards the next target. So next target is here. There is a chance that the price never goes to here, just consolidate over here and then picks up. It can happen like that also. So that thing just keep in your mind. Okay, so whensoever you're trading multiple lots, we are yet to discuss how we took. I already discussed that, Seema. I can just go back to it once again. So when you're once again, if you're trading multiple lots, have a partial exit as your first at your first level, and hold the rest of the quantity to the next level. Okay. Now what else? Just hold on. So any questions on this? So we are out of this. Nothing is left. We are out of this particular trade, and it is purely what you kind of actually say. Capital requirement. I'll just show you live. Don't hold on with. Best broker for crude future. See, I have some special arrangements with 5 paisa, due to which I trade on 5 paisa. Because we have some internal arrangements happening with 5 paisa, due to which we ourselves kind of majorly trade on 5 paisa as the broker. Okay. On the other hand side, it is kind of completely up to you to select your broker. If you want to kind of have some support or help from our end in setting up the broker, we would recommend you to go with 5 paisa. Okay. So margin recommend, I'll show you. Why is this not showing margin here? What? You're also trading? Okay. Okay. Okay, it's not showing over here. I'm not really sure why it is not showing, guys. I'll show it to you due to some error. It is not updating. I think I'll show it to you on some Saroda. It is 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs. You consider it to be 3. Okay, just take. Just a second. It's around 3.5 lakhs. And it kind of actually varies little bit based on the volatility also. I'll tell you the XI numbers. Just hold on. 18646. See, one beauty about crude oil trading, can somebody tell me? One good thing about this. Can you please tell me like one good thing about this? No, it's not about the flow. See, what do you do with your margin in the evening? So, okay, maybe price action works better. Yeah, that is one good thing. You can trade after market hours. Trade after office hours, not after market hours. If you're trading market hours, then why do you want to trade crude? You trade only one market. No point in kind of focusing on multiple segments and getting good and nothing. So just focus only on one segment first, then get into other segments. So one good thing about crude is, so let's kind of actually say that I'm taking some positions intraday and taking some positions overnight. So what happens to your leftover margin in the night? That is like on a account. Let's say that you have a capital of 10 lakhs. You are using 5 lakhs margin for positional. The rest of the 5 lakhs margin you're keeping for intraday. In the evening, you want to use that margin. How do you utilize it? So let's say that if I kind of actually have a lot of not lot of, even if I have small margin also, and I kind of actually want to use that margin, or if I want to make use of the margin at night, what will I do? This margin is staying ideal, no? I can reuse the margin. Yes or no? So it is about making optimum utilization of your margin. Clear? Okay. So the margin requirement, I'll just tell you the exact number. Just give me a minute. 5, 7, 8, 9, 3, 8. Yeah, no. Okay, thanks for asking this question. So Suman is asking me, is it separate margin when it kind of comes to equity and commodity? So if you're thinking about brokers like Zerodha and all, yeah, it is separate margin for both crude oil. Okay, it is separate margin for MCX and NSE. But in brokers like 5 paisa, it is a single margin. I'll show you. Just have a look at it. The margin requirement right now shown for intraday is only, okay, it's 2 point, that's it. Okay, it's only 2.2 lakhs. I'm sorry. Okay, it's like 2.2, 2 point, consider it to be 2.5. Consider to be 2.5 lakhs. It is right now, it is showing 2.2 lakhs. Okay, 2.2 lakhs is the margin that is needed for crude oil trading at the moment. If you're trading on 5 paisa, one good thing is it is a single margin. That is, you don't have to keep separate margin. It's just a single margin that is going to be utilized. You don't have multiple margins. Okay, from the same margin pool, you can actually do all kinds of trading, futures, options, in Nifty, Bank Nifty, commodity, all the things you can actually margin from single margin. So other brokers also provide. Motilal is 3.4. I'm not really sure. Mine Kite account is showing 3.37. Then yeah, 3.5 is the margin if I'm not wrong, but I don't know, it is showing 2.5 now. Okay, margin is showing 3.27. Yeah, then 3.5. Then some has error in Zerodha. Okay, it is 3.5 only. But right now when I'm looking at it, it is showing only 2.1, and maybe some mistake. Okay, maybe some mistake in Zerodha. So margin is not updated on 5 paisa. I don't know, it is not showing right now. Leave it. Okay, so now see this. It is finding a support over here. Clear? So any questions, I'll just revisit the setup once. After this, I'll take some queries from your end and I'll just revisit the setup. Redo it in Zerodha. Redo it in Zerodha means? What do you mean by redo it in Zerodha? Please explain TBQ and TSQ. That I'll explain at the end, not now. Price is 1. The margin is showing less because the price is 1. Okay. Where is the price 1? Quantity is 1, no? Guys, I'm coming into that. Please. Market trend lines can be difficult and challenging. Whatever I had done, once again, I'm walking through it. Okay. Cancel and do it will come. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so now the margin is correct. 3.37. Consider it to be 3.5 lakhs. Okay. Consider it to be 3.5 lakhs. Fine. Okay, so now again it is breaking this level. Fine, it happens. No problem. So now the next point of support could be somewhere over here only. I can't say it is a break yet. It'll take some time. Let's just see. No, it was not buying price. It was actually quantity one. Correct. So anyways, let's just kind of move forward and let's just revisit the setup once again. So any questions on this part so far? Setup though, I'm just going to discuss it again. So this is the first thing I'm kind of actually going to discuss with you. That is how we can actually trade it discretionary. Quantity and lot are same. One quantity is considered one lot. Okay, one quantity is considered one lot. Future or option? My God, see till now what? See, I don't know if you guys are looking at the screen or not. So which is better? same answer I'm repeating at least 5-6 times. Guys, pay attention to what is being mentioned. Okay. I told you options doesn't have liquidity. If you're so specific, I'll show you a trade in options also, no problem. One quantity, two quantity and all, you can trade in options, no problem. But liquidity is a concern. Okay. So let me just move ahead. Once again, I'll just revisit everything that has been done. So first and foremost, whosoever is to kind of actually be trading in crude oil, just make sure that you look at the charts in the larger time frame in the US oil and then have a picture about what is happening in the markets. So every day I don't have to look into the daily time frame because I know what is happening. So here too, I can definitely just see for myself the last couple of months, crude has been in some sort of a bearish trend. So we are talking about something called as seasonality. Remember yesterday? Can I have a volunteer coming forward who can just unmute yourself and speak up? Can somebody just come forward, unmute yourself and speak up? Anyone just raise your hands, I'll just unmute you. Anyone who could just unmute yourself, please? Nobody? Come on, guys. Somebody please come forward. Okay. So Abhishek Sharma is there. Yeah. So, okay. So Dr. Prabhakar is there. Abhishek Sharma is there. So first person I'll just unmute. So Abhishek, yeah, go ahead. Abhishek, just speak up.
I might have missed your question. Do you want me to speak about something or you wanted to ask a question?
I want to ask you.
Yes, please go ahead.
Right. So why are we looking at US oil charts? Why are we not looking at Indian market chart for marking the levels? Why are we looking at US oil charts rather than India market charts for marking the levels in crude? Let's see how many of you are following. You mute, please. Okay, sorry, just a sec. Yeah, Abhishek, go ahead.
Yes, sorry, I thought I could unmute myself again, so I placed myself on mute. Sorry. So we are looking at US oil because that's firstly it's open for 22 hours, whereas Indian market crude oil is only open from 9 a.m. till 11:30.
Okay.
Secondly, US oil is something which is sort of a benchmark, and it's been that is how price pattern follows here in India as well.
Okay. Okay.
It's like a mother chart which we follow, and it gives better clarity because it's open for 24 hours, almost 24 hours. So
22 hours, and for namesake it closes for 2 hours. Okay.
Yes.
So it's like almost 24 hours, 22 hours, 22, 6, 22, 5. Now, then the next thing I just wanted to ask you is, why do we say that we should look at the charts on the larger time frame, our daily time frame to get started with? Why do we
look at the daily? Yes, we look at daily or weekly time frame, mainly daily time frame, to begin trading in 5 or 15 minutes, so that we know the larger picture. So that we can first of all go with the trend. Secondly, we can hold our winners for longer duration. So if the stock or the index turns in our favor, then we can probably book some profits or trail stop loss to cost and keep on holding it for better risk to reward.
Correct. So basically, for you to understand the larger picture, that is when you kind of look at the larger time frame. And this process is what we refer to as a TDA or a top-down analysis.
Yes.
For any particular thing that you have to trade, see, whatever I'm discussing right now is applicable in currency trading also. But I can't show you Forex because it is legally incorrect for you to be trading Forex with offshore brokers in India. Okay. So I don't want to take a chance. I lose my SEBI license. Somebody shares this guy is promoting Forex. Okay. So TDA, top-down analysis, you look at the larger time frame. That is the daily time frame. That is what you're kind of actually going. Yeah, USD INR is legal. Cross currency pairs, because nobody is going to trade USD INR. All of you will trade Euro, USD, US. All these cross currency pairs will trade. Nobody will trade USD INR. So daily time frames, we have a look at it. then we kind of actually have a look at this particular trend line. So if I have a look at the thing, the first, don't mark too many lines. You just figure out for yourself which are the ones that is most evident. Looking at the chart, just figure out for yourself which are the levels that is actually coming most evident in your eyes. So I see this is very clearly evident. This is also evident. These levels. This level is clearly evident. This level is evident. This is evident. So looking at the broader picture, I can easily mark these two trend lines and say that these are the most clearly evident lines on the chart. Correct? That is what I marked also. So I see for myself, there was a point in time when the price has managed to break above this particular level. And finally, it has actually just come over here. After breaking above, broke above the trend line, and finally it just manages to find a support somewhere again on the trend line. That is after some time. Now, next, let's get into the shorter time frame. That's like the hourly time frame, and see for ourselves how the price is behaving. So on the hourly time frame, if I have a look at it, so on the hourly time frame, if I have a look at it, yeah, for the last couple of days, though, US oil has been like really bearish itself. So the last couple of days, US oil has been in some sort of a bearish trend only. And today, if I have a look at it, I see that this was actually holding as an all support level. This particular level in crude has been kind of actually being holding as a all support level. Exactly from there, we see bounces also coming up. And finally, this all support level is actually being converted to the new resistance. So I see that over here, multiple locations, this is actually just getting validated as a good resistance point. So who do you think is having an upper hand today also? Overall picture, when you're looking at it, is it bearish or bullish? It is bearish. Broader picture I look, it is bearish. Okay. So next thing, I'll get into the 50 minutes time frame chart. 50 minutes time frame, I look at it, the same level solely that you marked in hourly time frame will be valid over here. That is, whatever you have actually marked in the larger time frame, that is like in the daily time frame, is definitely going to be applicable over here, no doubt. Okay, whatever you mark in the larger time frame, that is in the daily time frame, is kind of actually going to be applicable over here also. And what I kind of actually wanted to convey to you is this will be here also I see the rejection is coming in. So I kind of actually see some sort of a, okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, my this thing is power is going. Where is Jason? Everyone out there? Flat level, right?
I think because he's not in the office.
Okay. Amal,
He also not in the
Christopher,
location.
is there in the room?
Yeah.
We're not going home.
No,
Why? Oh, you're staying here today?
I will do back this.
No, you're staying at our thing.
I will stay here.
No, you can stay in our. What are you practicing, Nifty? Okay. How is it going?
Still in the profit.
How much profit?
We
Okay. Guys, let's just continue. Yeah. So what happens out over here is, if I have a look at the 15 minutes time frame also, is kind of actually just showing me rejection. It's the same thing that I see in the hourly time frame. Okay. Now I'm just kind of zooming in a little bit. Let's have a look at the structure over here. So let's kind of actually have a look what has been happening. So could you kind of actually just see this volume activity? So whenever the price was falling, what was happening with the volume? That is, whenever we kind of actually just witness some sort of a dip taking place, what was the kind of volume activity accompanying the same? whensoever there was a dip happening. So this was the time upside movement was happening. Suppose that it has been a continuous dip. This volume is above average. So we kind of actually have some sort of a decent volume activity happening. And also volume activity is should not be like something like this. One candle like this and all small volume. No, I would always like the volume activity to be something like this, gradually increasing, decreasing. So here this was an upside, like small temporary upside we had, then it dropped. Then once again here also, again with like this particular downside, we kind of actually have the volume activity also kind of just picking up. Sorry, I made a mistake. Kindly excuse me. I made a mistake. This thing was in the hourly time frame. Yeah, sorry, I made a mistake. It was not in the 15 minutes time frame. What I just wanted to say is with this particular downside fall, I just see for myself the volume is actually picking up on an incremental basis. You see this, right? So every time the price is actually dropping down, it is accompanied by with some sort of a good volume activity. This was the upside move. We had the volume activity picking up, but beyond that, every time the price is falling, it is like a triangle. Gradually, the volume increases, reaches the peak, slows down. Gradually, the volume increases, reaches the peak, slows down. And now the same thing was actually happening. Gradually, the volume was actually increasing. And I had this particular thought process that if the low is to get broken, the volume would actually pick up. Volume didn't pick up much, but it fell. Price fell, even though volume didn't pick up much. So let's just go once again back into the 15 minutes time frame and see for ourselves. So you see that, let's have a closer look. You already know for yourself that this is actually a resistance level from where rejection is coming in. Now looking at the charts, which are the next two support levels, I expect everybody to understand a little bit basics about support and resistance at least. So which are the two support levels? Abhishek, are you there? Okay, let's go to Dr. Prabhakar. So here's the next person who asked. Yeah, hi doctor. So doctor, could you tell me like which are the next two levels of support over here on the charts?
Support levels, right?
Yeah, over here on the charts, like which are the two levels that you see are the next two major levels of support? We understand that this is a resistance.
Which one?
This is a resistance, so we see clearly visible.
Yeah.
Correct.
The support level, the initial one is 85.5. Anyway, it has already come up there.
Okay,
And
that is where we kept our first target. Right? And the next level, level.
Next level is 84.5.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, correct. So as doctor is basically mentioning out over here, we kind of actually have 2 points of support. That is when we kind of have a look at the 86.6, 86.7 levels as our resistance, we kind of majorly have 2 points of support. One point of support somewhere lies somewhere at 85.5, and the next point of support kind of actually lies somewhere at 84.5. Okay. So now what is the thing that we need to do? As I mentioned to you, what is the accuracy of this discretionary trading? Right now, what trade we took is a discretionary trade. What is the accuracy we're going to get, doctor? If I'm going to take 10 trades, what is the hit rate or what is the accuracy that you expect me to get? Can I be right all the times? None of us. 60% and all, no. So 60% and all, let me tell you. 60% and all is like, you just want to have that sort of a feeling that, okay, you're doing good. That is why you're saying 60. 50. Your accuracy is going to range somewhere between 40 to 60% in the long term. Average, you consider 50. Okay. Half of the times I'm going to fail. So I need to know that if I'm risking 1 rupee, how much will I be able to make? If I'm risking 1 rupee, how much should I be able to make? 2 or more than 2. 2 or more we should be able to make if we are risking 1 rupee. If at all you have to take a risk of 1 rupee, you shall have the capability of making either 2 rupee or more than 2 rupee. Okay. Only then you can be profitable. So then our priority is to design or devise a setup in such a manner that if we are to go for a short. Okay. Now one more thing I'll tell you. Just have a look over here. What is this? What is this? Something I'm just deviating from my topic, but I just want to explain this now. What is this? What is this, guys? So this is an old support that is later on being converted to your new resistance. So this is an old support level that later on basically gets converted to your new resistance. There could be a rejection coming in from here. And see, let's say that there is a bearish closing. Somebody can consider going for a short over here, stop loss over here, target over here. But what is the problem? So let's say that I want to go for a trade like this, where I go for a short somewhere here with my stop loss over here and my first target over here. See, I'm not asking you to trade this. First target over here. What is the problem over here? This reward is 1:1, so this is nothing less than gambling. Okay, so if you trade those setups, only your broker will make money. You won't make any money in the long term. Okay, so that doesn't become a deal. On the other hand side, over here, what we kind of actually just witnessed is, if we were to take, we saw that yeah, rejection is coming in from these levels. We had good rejection kind of actually coming in from these levels. Price fell down. Came down. Again, it just picks up. It kind of actually finds support over here. Later on, it converts to the new resistance. Okay. So support level, then it kind of actually converts to the new resistance. Again, rejection is actually coming in from here. So my anticipation was that since this is a rejection, I have something like a bearish engulfing getting formed from a key level of resistance. Okay. If there is rejection coming in, I'll consider going for a short over here at the low of this particular candle, with my stop loss at the high of this particular candle, with my initial target somewhere out over here. Okay, that is my initial target somewhere out over here. Now there is also a possibility, or there is also a chance that after the price reaching here, again the level is going to get broken. Price will come down to the next level that lies over here. So what is my first risk reward ratio? Or what is the first risk reward associated with this position? Risk reward number 1. What is my first risk reward? 1:2. What is my second risk reward? 1:4. So does this sound like a good deal? If you're winning, you'll lose. If you're winning, you'll make 2 rupee or 4 rupee, or you can even make 4 rupee. But if you're losing, you'll just lose 1 rupee. Correct? Makes sense. So out of, we are on 5-minute time frame to trade for deciding to take a trade. You can take this trade on 5 minutes or 15 minutes. There won't be any variation, my friend. Okay. So either on 5 minutes or 15 minutes, your thing is going to be the same. Not much of a change would be there. So 1:2, 1:4. Either 1:2 or 1:4. These are the 2 opportunities that you kind of actually have. Okay. Either 1:2 you can actually get, or you can actually get a 1:4. So it sounds like a good deal, because even if you're going to win just half of the times, you still will end up making money in the long term. Correct? See, 1:4 trade and all you can get once or twice in a month. You can get a 1:3, 1:4 trade and all. So if you get like once or twice like a 1:4 trade, so now even if you have 8 back-to-back losing trades or 7 back-to-back losing trades, you still don't have anything to lose. If you just have like 1 or 2, 1:3, 1:4 winning trades, that is like sufficient enough. In a month, you will get. In a month, Crude, once it breaks some significant support or resistance levels, you can get 1:4, 1:3, 1:5. Very good risk reward you'll get. Okay. So we just go ahead for a short opportunity, understanding the aspects that Crude is bearish in the broader term trend, that Crude is actually facing rejection from the hourly time frame. In the 50 minutes time frame also I see it is looking bearish. So we just go ahead with the trade. So 50 minutes time frame also your setup is the same only, no change. 50 minutes or 5 minutes, not much of a variation is going to come. So just have a look over here. So this is the charts in the 15 minutes time frame. So here though, we kind of actually just went for a short, waiting for this candle to kind of actually just give a close at the low. Okay. And what is important is the risk reward concept. Nothing else you understand also, understand the risk reward. So we just want odds in our favor. So when one level is getting broken, we anticipate price to move towards the next level. So now this level can act as a new resistance now. So price is back to the same level. That is till where it went. From here, it has come back. I told you this is going to act the T1. The 1:2 point is actually going to act as our new support. Correct. So it never breaks it, just sustains above it, and it just manages to go up. So maybe now it is going to consolidate here. Again, will fall down, pick up, stay sideways. All these things it will do. That's why I said if you're trading multiple lots, you exit your some of your positions you exit over here at 1:1 something, and then you hold the rest of your quantity to the next position. Okay, so this is our first setup, and this is a discretionary setup where you have to manually look into the charts and then take a trade. As I mentioned to you, your hit rate is going to be around 50%. Sometimes it is going to be more, sometimes it is going to be slightly less, but you assume your hit rate is going to be 50% and take only those trades where your risk reward is 1:2. If you're not getting 1:2, then don't take a trade. Okay, setup number 1. Any questions? Just a second, guys. Okay, what's your exact rate? Okay, how much percentage can we expect? I'll just show you. Just hold on. What's your exact trailing strategy? Is it support and resistance? It is levels, yeah. So my discretionary trades, all the cases when I trail, it is based on levels only I trade. What should be the minimum capital for crude trading? As I mentioned to you, the minimum margin is 3.5 lakhs right now. So 3.5 lakhs is the margin required for futures trading. On the other hand side, if you're kind of actually to be trading on options, then you can trade with a smaller capital. But I'll show you one trade in options tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll show you a trade in options. Many of you are asking, I'll show you. I usually don't trade in options, but I'll just show you just for the sake of understanding. Does pivot with VWAP? Yeah, it works. I'll show you. So this is our first setup. Now somebody is actually asking regarding what's your expected return, all the stuff. Expected return though, I can't kind of actually mention out anything in the case of a discretionary thing. It depends on how many trades I take and what do you say, all these stuff. But when it kind of comes to rule-based setup in crude, I can tell you. Just hold on. Guys, second setup will be learning only tomorrow. So today I showed you one thing on this discretionary. Just click on the add to chart. Second setup doesn't usually give many trades. It gives very less number of trades. This shall be for the 15 minutes time frame only. So this is another setup that I personally use for trading crude. So this is the short side that you're seeing right now. So this has a hit rate. So short side trading opportunity. It has an accuracy of around 60%. And this year so far, it has generated almost 18,800 rupees profit out of 12 trades. That is, number of trades are very less, but this is short side trades, 12 trades, 18K, 18.8K. And for the long side, it is something different. Conditions are different. So this thing, though, we have it completely rule-based, and we have it in the form of an algo. So on the other hand side, when it kind of comes to the long side, this has generated around 29. That is like, you can consider it to be 30 plus 15, right? That's like almost a 45K gains. So 45K gains on this thing on the what do you, okay, so here it is kind of considered 45K gains for one lot so far this year. Okay, this is actually a rule based system. Here, when it kind of comes to the long side, the hit rate or the accuracy is around 52%. Now, as I just showed you earlier, the hit rate or the accuracy when it kind of comes to short side, it is slightly higher. Can you tell me like what could be the reason why accuracy is higher for the short side as compared to long side? What could be the reason why accuracy is going to be higher for the short side as compared to long side? This strategy I haven't discussed. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Take some time. Accuracy is around 58%. See, short side is actually better. Accuracy will be faster because falls happen really fast. Your target will also be reached higher. So Dr. Prabhakar has a very interesting answer. Season, that is also right. Even I didn't think about it. See, crude has, when it kind of comes to bullish seasonality in crude, those are usually short term. That will be a gradual manner. But this bearish seasonality happens really fast. Okay, so that is something that I haven't thought about. Okay, that is right. So bearish seasonality that happens within a shorter period of time. Bullish seasonality happens over larger duration of time. Cool. So that's the reason. In sync with global recession, that's not the answer. Which average are you using? I don't use any average, guys. See, my TradingView account, this is the company account, and many people are using it. I really don't know any indicator. I don't use it also. So please excuse me. I don't use any indicator. If at all I want to have something myself, I write it down in the form of a code and I have it on the screens. Okay. I don't use anything like something that is there on the charts. I don't use it that way. We kind of make it ourselves. So pivots, all those things we added from here only from the charts. But anything I need specifically for myself, and if it works, it is written down. It is not something that we get it from open source. Okay. Yeah. So any questions? Any questions on what we discussed today? How much can we expect in a year? You don't expect anything. Don't expect anything from the markets. Okay, that's the answer I wanted to tell you. You focus only on risk reward. Don't expect anything from the markets. You expect yourself to be right half of the time. How many trades you get and all depends. No, none of us can say. No, I can't tell you how many trades. See, right now, see short side you got 12 trades. Okay, so code is solved. Code is not solved, but we have the alerts coming. We are integrating this with our mobile app. So if you're taking a subscription to our community, or you're kind of actually taking a subscription to a mobile app, you'll be getting the alerts. Okay, we'll be doing it. We're automating it. Can you show the second stop loss in the trade you took? Can you show the second stop loss in the trade you took? I modified it to this thing, no, the support. It was 7040. Okay. Yeah. So first particular, the capital maintenance is not the aim. Capital maintenance is the aim, so we can put our money in FD. No need to come to markets. Can you? No, man, I don't have that much time to be honest. So because if I'm doing this daily, then I don't have time for my personal things, right? So altogether, this particular second setup that I'm going to discuss with you, it is going to give just like you can expect just 2 to 3 trades a month. 2 to 3 trades. So rule-based trades, 2 to 3 trades a month is all what you're going to get. Discretionary though, you can even get 1 trade a day. That, but you have to see and figure out which looks good. Okay. So yeah. So you can ask some queries. Google alerts are used for what? It is used for news. Tomorrow, once again, I'll be catching up and I'll be discussing the next setup. One more setup I trade for crude, but that crude rule-based means entry conditions, exit conditions are all predefined. So Dr. Prabhakar, it's exactly the same setup that we use for Bank Nifty that is actually used in crude also. Some conditions are different. That's it. Exact condition, exact setup that we learned in Bank Nifty. No, Same setup works in crude also, but some conditions are different. I'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay. I'll discuss that tomorrow. Can you summarize? I summarized 2-3 times. I'll share the recording also. Guys, I kind of just have to leave in some time for dinner. So Ravinder has some doubts. Just go ahead, ask your queries. Yeah, exactly. I'll discuss that setup tomorrow. Please wait.
Yeah, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Please ask me, man.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, you recommend stop loss on closing basis?
No.
No closing basis.
No. Discretionary. That itself is discretionary. No.
Okay.
Discretionary. So you have a look at the fall. You have a look at the rate of fall. Then you decide. If it is like closing basis and all, you can make it rule based.
Okay. I normally do in
See,
that
even if
way.
there is a small thing, I'll tell you, even if there is a very small thing that can be automated, I'll be automating it.
Okay.
So I would kind of actually like to automate as much as possible. Even small things I like to automate. The mails that you get is automated. The WhatsApp that you get is everything is automated. The links that you get, the recordings that you get, everything is automated. So as much as possible, like we like automating things. So if we are doing it discretionary, then why should we do this? Correct.
Okay. And you normally for intraday, you have recommended 15 minutes and 5 minutes. I
Yeah.
have been doing trading since 2-3 years.
Okay.
But more of trading since say 6 to 8 months. And
Okay.
I have been doing in hourly basis.
Okay.
And
That's good. See, for someone to get
honestly,
let me tell you.
I do trading in crude oil and natural gas, and every day, with the grace of God, I earn around 40 to 50,000.
That's great.
Yeah.
How many lots do you trade?
Sometimes natural gas is like very risky, so one lot, but crude sometimes one, sometimes two.
Okay.
So I make around, I mean, natural gas, if it clicks, it gives you 25-30,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Today also it gave.
Okay, great. So where are you from, Devendra?
Nagpur, Maharashtra.
You're from Nagpur. Great. And what
Yeah.
are you doing?
I'm actually professionally, I'm an engineer.
Okay.
But I have so much interest in this. I have been studying about these things
Everybody in this
since.
field is an engineer. In my
Yeah.
company, like almost either minimum qualification is like you have to be either an engineering graduate or you have to be an engineering prof.
Okay. So I have studied myself a lot, but I learned
Okay.
from someone like you.
Okay.
This price action strategy.
Okay.
So I do trading on price action basically. So
Okay.
I was very much interested in crude oil basically. I mean, I am already doing it, but I wanted to follow certain things. So
Rule-based.
I saw you, I saw your ads and all that. So
Okay.
I thought, let's connect to you.
No. Just drop me a text, like which is like we can brainstorm a little bit. See, natural gas, I would also like to know what you're doing because I'm personally focusing on crude because that is what I know. Other things that I'm not.
Many of friends ask me, but I really don't recommend natural gas.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a great heart.
Correct.
Yeah.
Big moves come.
Big moves. You can't imagine in 5 minutes it goes up 20 points. 20 points is 25,000.
Correct. So
Crude is the best thing. Actually,
it's much more comfortable.
Yeah, very good. I mean, you can have a tea in trading session.
Sometimes I'll tell you, like during that Corona time, no. Sometimes the move used to sustain. India market also movement would be like for 6 hours and all. So you can actually take a trade. You can do whatever you want, and then you can come back. See, we have like some community members who are in the flying crew. That is like who are air hosters, like pilots, all these people.
Oh, great.
So they trade forex, all these things. They take position. They just let the positions run. They don't. They'll be checking the positions after like a long time. It would be still running because the movements are usually slow and it's in the same direction for a good time. So that is another thing to it. So now again, that old support is acting as a new resistance. Devendra, let's just connect. Just drop me a text on WhatsApp. We shall just be connecting.
Yeah. Sure. Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice connecting with you.
Yeah, same here.
Can we trade legally in USD INR? I'll do a separate meeting for Forex. If you guys wish, I'll do a completely separate session on the legalities of Forex, everything, because that itself is like a 4-hour, 5-hour discussion. Okay, too many things are there. Many loopholes are there. many problems are there. Okay, I'll do a separate session for that. That itself is a 3 to 4 hour topic. Automated means you add. No, I was telling if I could automate it, I would do it. Okay, Seema, nothing. Okay, no, nothing automated. I'll say if it was possible, I would have done it that way. I wouldn't be doing it manually. Zerodha does allow, yeah, USD NR is legal. See, Indian Forex is not an actual Forex. Actual Forex is 24 hours and it is open 6 days a week. 5.5 days a week it is open. 24 hours trading. Indian Forex closes at 7. Cross currency pairs also is there. Euro USD is there in India also, but that closes at 7. But actual Euro USD is trading 24 hours. That's not the actual Forex. Okay. So guys, for today, I think I have been able to answer to all your questions. Anything else that I have left out? Is there any program? Yeah, we have some dedicated online courses as well as offline live trading sessions happening at our offices. That is also there. Which are the brokers that allow Forex trading? All the brokers, Zerodha, Fires, Motilal Oswal, almost all the brokers allow. 5 Paisa. Okay, 5 Paisa allows. For Euro USD kind of things. Euro USD, Fires. See, Euro USD and all people who are trading Forex, they trade in international brokers, but I won't recommend you because it is illegal. Okay. Gold trading, I don't do gold trading. So better not comment. Gold trading you can do in 5 years also. 5 paisa also. But I'm not doing gold trading. Was there a live session today? This is the only session I had today, nothing else. This was the only thing I did today. Okay. So guys, for today we'll wind up. Tomorrow we'll see one more setup and we'll check out for some more opportunity. Today I don't think there is going to be another opportunity. If at all there is an opportunity, I'll be updating you. I think it is going to stay sideways now. There is not going to be much of a moment happening today hereafter. I feel that market could just be within this range. And as we already discussed, now once the market is in this particular range, you don't have a good risk reward to trade. Okay. So thank you all. Have a great day. I hope all of you had some good profits also today. So those of you who traded. Then one more thing is that some of you were asking, like, tell me when you take the next trade. See, I personally feel that whenever you're taking a trade, you should be trading something that you are comfortable with. So I can tell you like what I'm trading, but ultimately the conviction should be yours to go ahead with the trade. Correct? So tell me like what profits you guys made. Could you just let me know how much profit you guys made, like those who were trading it? Let me see how many people owe me a trade. Nobody. So where are the friends who told me that they're going to sponsor? Okay, 1,800. Great. Somebody was telling me that they're going to sponsor my Swiggy. Okay, I think he left. Okay, no trading, still learning. Okay, so where are the people who made like 60K and all? Okay, 22 in natural gas and 8K in crude. Great. Good enough. So options then allow. Fine. So good enough, guys. So let's catch up tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you. So I'll be sharing the recording on your mail. Thank you. We don't know how to trade this. Okay, no problem. I'll share the recording. I also shared like how I was placing the orders, everything. Don't worry about that part. No rush. Okay, no rush. Just understand the logics for now. Placing an order or the execution part. Once you understand the logics, execution is not at all a constraint. Okay, thank you.